Turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Down their first round.
It was actually 2-1 against Liquid. Oh, wait, sorry, no, you were right. It was 2-0. See, I always confuse them with Thunderbirds. I'm still thinking that Thunderbirds is DC. You were right. I'm sorry, I was testing you.
DC's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to pick.
Treant Protector.
DC's turn to pick.
Let me take out my notes for Secret. Let me. It says mid one OP, and then let's see DC. It says Abed OP. So
remaining.
I think you're right in that regard.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Vengeful spirit. The Undying wakes.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Yeah, interesting to see. It's actually Dubu drafting. I actually thought it was Boba drafting. But I really like the way DC has been drafting because they know that Abed is like their star player. I mean, what was that game 1 performance? Like 23-3 Shadow Fiend.
Reserve time.
It's kind of hard to say because, you know, for best of threes, I always feel like teams like to test themselves against heroes like Meepo. So they'll probably let it through first game if DC does decide to go for it. But otherwise, you know, they're just going to ignore it altogether.
Dark Seer.
DC's turn to ban.
Might be right about that, especially against a Darkseer and a Treant. Well, we'll have to see how Team Secret play out the game because so far from the first series, the way they've been playing is just a very greedy lineup. They go for a lot of these split pushing heroes. Like you mentioned, that Lycan build didn't look like the normal Lycan build. He was just ready to fight all the time. That was the first time I've ever seen a Mask of Madness.
10 seconds remaining. DC's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You really think so? I feel like this is very much a Palai Die hero, but at the same time, I feel like both of them can kind of switch around. I feel like both of them play these kind of heroes. Because Pylai Dai was originally, the bounty hunter player, but in the first series, it was Puppy who was playing it. So it's kind of like interchangeable.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Looks like both of these teams are just banning out a lot of the heroes that both sides are good at.
To pick.
I think, is it MP or mid one that plays Ember a lot? Because I feel like both of them do.
Yeah, both MP and mid one. Wait. I think they both play a lot.
10 seconds.
I was doing a little bit of information gathering about MP. Even though it's mid one that's actually playing a mid, MP is, at least in his own pub games, has played a lot of mid heroes as well. So if they do pick up Ember, I'm pretty sure both of them will be more than happy to try their hand on it. But Sankey now going to be drafted for Digital Chaos. Looks like not revealing too much information here. It seems like the strategy for most of the teams nowadays is drafting
10 seconds remaining.
3, 4, 5 position before they actually lock down the last two,
5
being the 1 and 2.
Remaining.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's
Reserve
the
time.
most important heroes, right? You got to protect them. But so far, I really like this draft from DC. It's incredibly offensive, and
10 seconds remaining.
I hope they make like a lot happen for them, because I think
5
against a team like
seconds
Secret, you have to
remaining.
make a lot happen in the early.
Lion.
Oh, there is that Pylai Dai hero, man.
DC's turn to pick.
I mean, technically, Puppy could play as well, but I think Pi has one of the best lions in the world. And that's actually saying a lot, because, most teams do have... I think it's like Chuan at number 1 and Pylai Dai at number 2. And on a good day, Pylai Dai actually takes over Chuan on the lion game.
10.
So,
Juggernaut.
good stuff. Juggernaut is going to be the follow-up
Team
by Digital
Secret's
Chaos.
turn
Most
to
likely
pick.
going to be Mason's hero. Revenge, not likely the choice anymore.
I really like Juggernaut against Treant Protector. Spin gets rid of all the living armor.
10 seconds remaining.
Same with Sand King, able to shred it down with Sandstorm at the very least.
5 seconds
I have to say though, the
remaining.
first 3 picks of Team Secret are not very good at dealing with the Tombstone. And neither is Spectre, right? In fact, they're picking
DC's
Spectre
turn to
into an
ban.
Undying, which traditionally is a very good hero at pressuring Spectre, at least in the laning stage. Puppy is perhaps underestimating the power of the Tombstone, or has a way to actually counteract against it.
No, I think you're definitely right. I mean, it's not even the Undying only. I feel like Sand King is another hero that really
Team
pressures Spectre.
Secret's
But
turn to ban.
like I mentioned before, Team Secret just really likes to play greedily because they're very good at getting away with it. Even if they manage to lose the early game, like Puppy just has great map movement, or I assume Puppy's the one who's telling
10
me
seconds remaining.
commanding his team where to go and stuff like that. And throughout the mid game, they just like make a comeback
5
because of great map
seconds
movement.
remaining.
Ah, come on.
Team Secret's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Death Prophet.
DC's turn to pick.
Death Prophet. This is really interesting. I've been seeing a resurgence of DP, but normally they draft it with heroes that actually
10
complement her,
seconds
like
remaining.
minus armor strat, for example. But there's none of that here. Yeah, it's
5
very
seconds
strange.
remaining.
I wonder what their plan is here.
Reserve time.
That is true. That is true. Well, that was their 5th ban, so no Meepo here. I'll bet it's gonna have to play another hero that complements this aggressive lineup. I think Digital Chaos just want to aim for something that can really, really punish Team Secret before they get online, because Team Secret's draft is really greedy, but there is, items that they have to hit before they're actually very, very strong. So until then, Digital Chaos, they have a fairly large window to punish them in.
Medusa.
Well, yeah, this is a really interesting pick here. I was just mentioning, they should pick something that actually complements the aggressive lineup that they have so far, but Medusa is kind of debatable in that sense. But I can see it working because at least there is physical damage to complement her ulti.
Right.
And in a sense, it kind of deals with how Team Secret has to initiate. You have to vacuum everyone in, and people just hone in on where you vacuum.
Remaining.
But if a Medusa stone gazes, you're gonna have to turn around.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I wonder how Medusa stone gaze, how strong is it versus the Spectre Haunt? Because generally when Spectre haunts, Digital Chaos just have to run, right? But at the same time, do you think Medusa could reset with Stone Gaze? And be like, you haunt, I Stone Gaze, and both teams have to essentially reset?
I can kind of see that happening, but it's definitely much harder for a Medusa to disengage like that than it is for, like Spectre just hits Haunt, and Medusa has to make everyone face Medusa in order for that to work out. So I'm not too sure about that.
Alright, we'll see how the team fights play out, but first, the laning stage is going to be it. And Abed will be handling our mid Medusa. Boba looks like will be the Sand King player. Vengeful Spirit will be handled by Mr. Jimmy Ho. We got Mason playing the carry Juggernaut. And last but not least, the drafter Dubu will be playing the Undying. Meanwhile, across the river on the dire side, Puppy will be playing the Treant Protector. Like the two supports will run into each other. Puppy, give him the punch. Leech Seed being skilled up. He does have the Orb of Venom, and Demon will be forced to actually lay off a Magic Missile and run for the hills. Meanwhile, we got MP playing the Spectre. Highlight Eye, of course, playing Lion. We got Mid One playing the Death Prophet. And finally, we got Kezu playing the Darkseer, who doesn't have any actually item purchased just yet. But we'll be sending one out on the courier, I imagine.
The good old wait until you see something and then decide on what you want to buy. I think he's actually not sure as to what his matchup is going to be, so I really like his decision to just hold back before deciding on it.
So, I guess what you're saying is, if he gets a 1v1 versus Sand King, he wants a different set of items.
Yes, exactly.
If in case he goes up to Juggernaut. So what is the item that you want against Juggernaut? He says, Stout Shield, Clarities, Tangles, and Salves. Pretty standard stuff.
I think the biggest difference here is just the Stout Shield. I think if you were against a tri-lane, you might work towards that Iron Talon first. I think that's probably the only difference.
The possibility of him going against the tri-lane is actually quite low, right? Because this is looking more like a 2-1-2 lineup. Yeah, Dubry is already walking towards top, who, by the way, has himself a Mango as well as a Stout Shield. And I gotta tell you, man, we haven't seen Undying in a while, but Undying, one of the best heroes to pressure very weak safe lanes, such as Spectre, as well as Lion. I don't know how Team Secret's gonna fare in this top lane.
Well, they do have a Treant. Treant has 91 base damage. Would they be able to do enough damage here? Definitely not.
I mean, they're good at spamming some nukes and forcing them back, but for now, once it gets under the DC's tower, they should be able to last it just fine. Good amount of harass here, pushed out though. Man, look at Pilot Eye go, just letting his mana loose.
Well, every other lane is... Well, I think mid lane is just going to be a break-even. I don't really see these two heroes killing each other. It's going to be a farm test mid lane.
You know, Mason being
they're going to tri-lane up here now.
Okay, Conventional's here porting back in. There's a 2-man decay flying off. Nappy currently sitting at 500 HP, but I imagine that HP will drop quite quickly.
Throwing out taunts in the... Because Pylai Die is also taunting. Oh man, I cannot stand this damage taunt.
It's actually one of the most ridiculous taunts in the
Oh,
game. Dubu is gonna get caught here. He does have Fairy Fire, as well as the support of a Sand King. It looks like that will be the end of that. The secret support's protecting the rune that's gonna spawn in a couple of seconds. It looks like Pylai Die will be able to secure for his team. A lot of posturing from both sides, but nothing really happening just yet. Bottom lane, Mason really struggling against the Darkseer. He does have himself quite a number of denies, but for the most part, I think last hit is what he really wants. I am surprised by the fact that he does not have a point into Healing Ward. I think moving into level 4 and 5, Healing Wards is what he really needs, because Keizu is going to start pressuring his life total very heavily.
He's just holding off on it right now because he still has a Tango and a Salve, and he's already level 3.5, so I don't think he's really too worried about sustain. No, he's fine.
He brings himself another Salve, so evidently a little bit worried about sustain. Poor Man's Shield is going to get upgraded as well. And Darkseer is going to start to lane cut. Looks like Keizu has bought himself a bottle in the side shop. Not something you see too often from the offlaners, but as you can see, Keizu is going to just steal the rune from the enemy jungle. And we're able to gas up that bottle again.
Wonder if he's going to cut the next wave and then go take his bounty rune too.
Why not?
Looks like Mason delivered himself some items. Now he has 2 salves.
Yeah. It's fine. He's last sitting under the tower. It's okay. I gotta say though, I am very impressed with MP's laning capability so far. Despite the tri-lane that's thrown against him, still doing very decent on the CS chart. At least keeping with the Juggernaut, so. They are definitely getting away with the greed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's just what Secret is really good at. They, time and time again, they're just left unpunished. Or, it's not even that they're left unpunished. Oh, hold that thought. Dubu getting gone on. Is dropping.
They still have the Fairy Fire and the boots, but here comes the Sand King. Where do they want to go on? They're going to go Puppy. Puppy a little bit too fast for them, I think.
Oh, Dubu has to be careful.
Nah, Dubu's got the Decay, man. He's got this. But they did get themselves the rune. We'll pick that one up.
The stacks dropped for a second. I got worried for him.
It's like they will pop a shrine though.
Regeneration.
I think like DC obviously want to punish them, but Secret are just positioned so well that they're never caught out.
Yep. The Caustic Bill from Sand King is not pressuring Spectre nearly as much. And I think because the 2 secret supports are constantly here, bo3 could never Burrow Strike forward to just get off a Caustic hit or 2, which is something that Moon Meander did all the time. Because I believe the support in that game had to like roam a lot more. So as a result, I don't think bo3 is able to win the lane as hard as the lane matchup normally goes.
Well, like you said, you know, despite the tri-lane pressure, MP is still playing really well. Both of the secret cores. Actually, everyone's just winning their respective lanes right now. They're looking good for Secret right now.
Yeah, of course, I think the mid matchup is a lot more even, but let's be honest here. The mid one Death Prophet is going to be able to do a lot more for the team early on compared to the Medusa. Which begs the question again, we were not really sold on this Medusa pick, but again, never doubt a bed, because his KDA was definitely extremely strong in game 1s and 2 for the first round.
Yeah, definitely. And I wouldn't actually underestimate the potential Medusa has in the early game, because his team has a lot of lockdown. If you hit one good Mystic Snake, that's like more teamfight damage contribution than you would imagine.
I mean, yes, I suppose that's true, but it's... You could definitely, like, you know, list 20 heroes that have more power than Medusa early on, right? So we do have
it's very situational.
4-hero rotation going to the top lane. Sentry Ward is going to spot out the Invis Tree, who, by the way, is carrying an Iron Shell, so... Looks like they will actually avoid the gank and now smoke for themselves to the bottom. But there's no one bottom because they saw the sentry. Or saw they saw the iron shells, right? Are they swinging mid instead?
I think they're going mid. Yeah.
Alright, they will get themselves an invis.
No, actually, no, you're right. They went bottom. I don't think they saw the iron shell then.
Well, Darkseer is still going to be within the vicinity, so no harm done there. They're expecting Darkseer to make a defense as Mason pushes. And that is quite a good guess here. The Darkseer now is surging back in. Smoke is going to break. No, rather, he is still invised up, and now it's going to be an easy magic missile. Mason moving forward. Omni Flash going to get used, and Kezu will vacuum away, but the crit from Mason. Bless RNG, picks up the kill. The retreating Tombstone will allow them to get out. Also got a TP out of Highlight Die, so very nicely done. And of course, these guys will pop the Shrine together. Just kidding. Still down for 73 seconds.
Yeah, that was really nicely done by DC, but at the same time, that is the most fortunate invis win. Yep, you could ask for.
I gotta say, Dubu's Undying, I mean, it's done his job in the laning stage, but unfortunately, this is really the part of the game that you have to worry for an Undying player. Does not scale into the mid game well at all. Very level dependent, very item dependent, and he's currently got, what, level 3.5?
I definitely agree with you there, but at the same time, he's still kind of matching up with the other supports, and as long as he does that, I don't really think it's going to be as bad, especially since he's in the support role. I think it's not as bad as you make it out to be.
Well, it looks like his team is also giving him some room to farm some level and gold. Top lane Mason was actually spotted out by Ward coming in, so he gives up his cover and goes straight for the tower. Puppy will be able to take down the building away if he wants. Punch.
You have to be a little careful though. They can spin and
Okay, well, one person wanted to go, one person did not want to go, and now a little bit of miscommunication from DC might cause them a kill here. Boba, very, very low. Magic Missile's going to turn it through. They do not have Omni Slash just yet. Here comes the Han from MP. Burrow Strike's going to miss from Boba. Now he takes a tower shot as well. Very, very low is Boba. On the right side, that looks like Mason, or Demon rather, is going to run away. Courier flying through. Anybody going to focus on the Courier? Courier is going to go down. DC dropping a kill as well as a Courier. Now Mason is really stuck up here. Need to pour it out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Series of unfortunate events for DC, some miscommunication here and there. Yep. I think that should have been a Spectre kill.
Structures are fortified.
One tower taking a ton of that damage. Mason's still in the trees here. He does have Omni Slash now.
They know that Haunt and Exorcism is down, so they want to try to find something here. If anything, they at least could pressure the tier 1.
Yep. But despite the fact that the Death Prophet had to leave the lane to make that gank, still ahead in terms of net worth. A Ben now rotating up top. Looks like phase boot is going to be his goal, but with the Courier dead, actually unable to get that phase boot to himself. Burrow Strike coming through. Epicenter being channeled up as well. Now mid one will get himself a little bit of HP from the Siphon still. And he's going to get a little bit more. Omni Slash is going to fly through. The question is, how will DC make it out of here? They do get one kill. Secret now looking for another. Mason on the run, gets back, and now MP picks one up more. Demon in the trees. This is within his comfort zone. The question is, can Demon make the juke? He even drops the ward. Wait.
No, he's got to go down. They're going to find him eventually. They know he's there. There you go.
Alright. He's going to go down as well. So, definitely did not worth that dive. 3-for-1 exchange. Secret very happily taking that one.
You know, giving Dubu space came at a very hefty cost. His entire team died at the top lane while he was just leveling at bottom.
I mean, I don't think you could pin that one on Dubu, right? The dive did not need to happen.
It was definitely a worthwhile attempt, but I don't think you can allow the DP to start siphoning this when you do that. He survived for much longer than he needed to.
Yeah. I mean, for example, if Juggernaut had Omni Slash for a different hero, then, you know, the fight would have been totally different. But now Dubu, with his level 5, level 3 Tombstone, looking to join his team on the bottom side. Omni Slash not back up just yet.
Both of the supports are smoked up. They're trying to look for something, but Venge isn't even 6 yet. I don't know how effective this smoke is.
Yeah.
They have to be careful with how they use these, because they only have 1 remaining, I believe.
Smoke did just run out. And that will be the gank. Looks like they're going to try to force some damage on the mid tier 1. I mean, essentially, nothing is happening for Digital Chaos right now, and that's a big threat, because if you look over to MP, 2,000 gold almost in the bank. If MP finishes Radiance, let's say by 16, 17 minute mark, and DC don't get like a tier 1 or tier 2, I think they're in big, big trouble. Yes, you can rely on Medusa, but I mean, Medusa is not going to come online till like, what, 25, 30 minutes in? And that's a lot of time where you're going to be losing team fights to Spectre.
Yeah, well, MP does have Haunt now, and the rest of the team is smoked up.
Yep.
Mid 1 is hasted, the entire secret team is heading to bottom.
Seems like
something is up.
Yeah, Mason is aware of this. In fact, he will just TP out. This is a pretty good move for DC. If they can avoid a fight and just essentially trade towers, maybe even pick up a Spectre kill. Keep in mind, they do have this ward behind the tower, so Spectre does run by. Maybe they could catch her off.
Both carries know something is up. It's completely avoiding the fights.
Yep.
Like you said, they are going to be trading.
Although you can make the argument that trading actually favors Secret, because they're the one that's trying to finish Radiance. And I think MP is going to be a bigger factor than the Medusa. At least like for the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Boba got 600 off the Blink Dagger. Might consider waiting for it. Because right now they don't have a great way to initiate, especially since Demon isn't 6 yet. He's almost 6. Okay, now he's 6. But 1 smoke remaining, and it's nighttime. I don't think you really want to commit a smoke at this time of day.
Dire's middle tower is under
of course,
attack.
Trian is really slowing down these pushes. That mid tier 1 is still alive, despite the fact that Medusa has pretty much sat in this lane for the majority of the whole game, and has constantly been pressuring the tower. That living armor, man. In fact, it's the very traditional way of playing the Trian, the max living armor build.
And it's like you said, they're just waiting for the Radiance anyways.
Yep.
Protect the remaining tier 1s and they'll be good to go once Spectre finishes that Radiance. Only 2,000 something off.
Yeah. I wonder how pressured does DC feel. Like, they know the Radiance is coming. They're not really doing anything to stop it. They're not taking any objective because of the tree. So I feel like this smoke gank, this last smoke gank that they have with Boba's Blink has to work out. They have to get like 2 kills in the tier 1 out of it. And if they don't, this game is looking really, really bad for DC.
Do you remember which team it was that, Oh no, actually I remember. I was watching a Cloud9 game. And the way they combated late game potential with their early game roster was that they bought like 5 Midas.
Okay.
Is that the play here for DC?
There's no Hannah Midas being queued up right now. Well, actually, Undying has one. He's thinking about it. But I don't know. In fact, they're going to try to fight right into Team Secret before the Radiance comes online. Mason just tanking the building for now. That will hit this silence on how they drop a tombstone. They want to burst him out. And in fact, Mason goes down immediately. Haunt comes online right now, but the tombstone doing a lot of work. Overgrowth does hit a lot of people, but tombstone still generating zombie. Mid 1 inside, getting surged back out by the Darkseer. Darkseer now in a little bit of trouble. Now mid 1 focusing down on the tombstone. So at the end of the day, Sanking goes down to the right side. Mason dies right in front of the tower, and Secret lost nothing. I mean, I guess Haunt on cooldown, but whatever.
I'm just going to consider that as pretty much nothing, especially since the tower is just going to slowly get healed up now again. Yep. That was just a big misplay from DC. They wanted to slowly siege. They expected, you know, we have Avenge, we can swap in case things go bad, but they underestimated how much damage was coming out. You know, you have to remember that Lion still has the ulti. I think they're just demolished Mason.
Yeah, really, really good combination of play here. Mid 1 also threw a silence on top of the Juggernaut just in case if he was able to survive and spin away. So, really, Mason had no chance And now DC uses their last smoke. They ping out Pylai Die. They're going to focus on a 5 position support. Easy kill here for Team DC. In fact, they're going to go right back to that tier 1. Checking in the Radiance Gold. 3,500 here on Spectre. Looks like this tier 1 is going to be destined to fall. But I think DC has already paid the iron price for it.
Yeah, all things considered, you know, Secret did a really good job in holding this tier 1 for such a long time. Just buying more time for MP.
Yep.
Gets closer to that relic, 100 off the relic. Once the radius is online, like you said, it's going to be very difficult for DC to fight into this.
Under attack.
MP overall playing rather well. I think so far in today's performance, he might be overshadowed by, you know, his mid player. But let's not forget, throughout the run of the major qualifiers, he was the one that's actually leading in terms of 38 for the team. So, MP, a very, very strong player given the right circumstances. And this might just be the game that he's going to shine. His team has bought him a lot of time and space. I believe he will reward his team. Pylai Die also working on a blink dagger himself, so seems like Secret is well within their comfort zone, right? Playing greedy, but getting rewarded because they're just so good on the defense.
I'm starting to wonder if this is like truly greedy. Maybe I'm just overlooking something. I feel like every time I see their lineup, it just on paper it looks greedy, but they just never fail to execute it. Like they know what they can and can't get away with, no matter what heroes they're up against.
Maybe just the right amount.
Finger is back up again. I feel like Secret could still make aggressive plays even if they're waiting on the Radiant, simply because, you know, you do have a Lion.
Right.
You could just
I mean,
go for a
they
quick
can,
pickup.
but do they have to? Like, if they smoke into DC, and then DC gets a 2 quick kill, they could just, like, take one of your towers, right? I see the way Team Secret playing now is completely fine. They can make aggressive moves, but there's no reason to. They just hold the tower, wait for Radiance. Because, like you pointed out earlier, DC's out of smokes at this point. So they don't really have any plans of making an aggressive play into the enemy jungle. They just have to do these kind of frontal pushes. And yes, it might take down a tower, but they're going to waste so much time in doing so, especially pushing into this living armor. In fact, they're not even going to get this tower.
Good recognition from Secret. They realize that Abed is by himself. Tried to set up. Well, I like this move from DC though. They're going to go straight to Roshan. They baited everyone to the bottom lane.
Let's see how quickly they can take it. And I don't think the Radiance is online yet. It's very close. Very, very close. Roshan down to about half HP. Giving Mason the Aegis will be really, really big for the team. It looks like they will get it pretty much for free. Great rotation like you said from Digital Chaos. That's going to be a little bit more gold here for the DC Midases as well. Undying working on one. And I don't think Demon... Yeah, Demon's working on the Medallion of Courage. Mason, standard item purchases. In the Manta style.
Another thing that's important to note is that while they were going for that bottom tower, Death Prophet actually used for ulti, so they could potentially just go for another tower trade here. I don't think Secret are going to be defending without Exorcism.
Yeah, I think mid one used it to actually pressure mid, right?
Yeah, but everyone was waiting there.
Yep.
Mid one kind of realized something was up and just backed away.
Well, the big difference is now Radiance is online. It seems like Secret is actually confident enough. Like, normally I think once Spectre finishes Radiance, they still want to tank up a little bit more by buying other, like, health items, but Spectre kicking up the Manta style right after.
Revealing himself. Once it's running away.
Well, here comes the full frontal push from DC. Again, they're out of smokes, so pretty much all they can do is frontal push. They do have the Aegis to help with that though, so Mason in the front. They got Medallion Courage as well as a swap to back things up. Excuse me, the Aegis is on a bed instead, so maybe better to put a bed in the front and let Mason just kind of micro his killing war in the back.
Yep, that was definitely going to be the plan. They want the Medusa to safely siege. all sit behind her.
The problem is this push is not that fast. Again, living armor slowing things down. Even the Crypt Swarmer too. Look at like Creep Wave is just gone. Healing wards momentarily down as well. And this Medusa is out of mana currently. So this push is just not gonna work.
They know they have to apply pressure somehow. But unfortunately, it's just so hard the way Secret is defending. And MP now has Radiance.
Yep.
I'm sure they're aware of this as well.
Oh yeah, they definitely see them on the map pushing. It just feels like whatever DC's game plan is, it just feels so inefficient compared to what Secret's doing. Now Secret, obviously, they aren't really farming all over the map because they have to play somewhat defensive. They have to respect the ganking power of DC. And as a result, looks like the Medusa is able to eclipse the Spectre in terms of network. But here comes the big move from Team Secret. No blink on the line yet, just to initiate. Line still a little bit away. Puppey is going to be moving forward, having access into his overgrowth. And they're looking to pick one into a tower push.
I actually think if Secret run into DC right now, they might actually lose the fight. If Medusa, Secret. I think Secret will lose this fight if they try to fight into Medusa Aegis.
Well, in fact, Secret will just break out their smoke and start applying some pressure on the bottom. Alright, here's that one smoke that has recovered in time from DC. Sand King's the man. He needs to jump. He needs to initiate. Puppey in a great position to actually break the smoke. Smoke broken here. Do they have detection? Puppey is going to get caught out. No, he just walks away from the sentry. No, he walks back in. Will get completely changed. And here comes the Han. Puppey will let his ultimate rip. Sand King. Oh, what a vacuum on top. And then, okay. Huge damage coming out on the back line though. It's going to be Omniside flying through. No one dropping very low. Finger Death flying out as well. Burrow Strike coming into the Death Prophet. Death Prophet still somehow alive. They focus on Mason. Mason's going to go down. And now Medusa dead as well. 5 dead. Everybody on Secret still alive. Impale will miss, but the Silence will not. And now Kezu focusing on Medusa bed out of mana. And that is a 6-0 for Team Secret. Did you say they were going to win a team fight with Aegis?
I said they could, but they didn't even come close. I mean, the problem was they tried to kill mid one during his ulti, and you know, through his items and living armor, he just wouldn't go down. And by the time Exorcism ended, he healed up again.
I think the key thing is they also used both Burrow Strike and Magic Missile on the Treant in the beginning of the fight. He got mech'd up, he used his Overgrowth, and suddenly all of that damage you've done on the Treant is useless, right? Because you don't want to focus him after he uses his Overgrowth. And then they began to focus on DP, but they didn't have enough there. And all the meanwhile, Spectre just railing on them. The Ghost from Exorcism was just killing them. And as
there wasn't an epicenter either, which is like a very large source of damage at this point.
True. I mean, even if they had epicenter, that was only a level 1 epicenter, because Boba was only a level 11 during that fight. So
I think that would be enough though, because mid one was so close to dying. Like at one point, he only had somewhere like 150 life. I think if the epicenter came out, that fight might have been a little better for DC. At least a bed wouldn't have died.
Would have been closer, probably.
It would have much closer.
But after that team fight, some big items going to be coming out. Highlight, I remember he was working on a Blink Dagger, now finished. Treant Protector, we'll be working on the Medallion Courage. I gotta say though, MVP for the fight, probably Kezu. His early Greaves is the reason I think that Secret made that aggressive move into the jungle to take that fight. Because without the Greaves, I'm pretty sure they would not have withstand so much AoE nuke.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a very, very huge team fight contribution. Not to mention, he just hit a, I think it was like a 3-man vac wall. That was a lot of damage.
It's not like they have a lot of things to combine off the vacuum, right? I guess vacuum impale is a move they could do, but
Pylai Die hit the vacuum impale, so yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
There's a multiple amount of things that go through. If you vacuum in, they can overgrowth, and if you overgrowth everyone on the same spot, then it's an easy, I guess you can call it a global silence.
Secret on the back line here, and now Demon gonna get caught out by himself. Easy kill. We'll get into this one.
Using slows, Orb of Venom, Leech Seed, and Soul Cycle.
And now MP working towards that Manta style himself.
I'll take that as tribute.
And really begin to worry for DC, because this is what we really feared, right? Team Secret had the Spectre online. Abed, unfortunately, unable to keep up, because Medusa is just not that type of hero. And now Secret will start to become on the offensive. They got the Blink line to start things off. They got the Overgrowth to follow things up. And of course, let's not forget about Kezu. He's got a Blink as well, so we're going to start to see some wombo combo play from Team Secret.
Yeah, definitely. They pretty much reached their stride now. Like, everyone has the items that they need. No need to defend anymore. Let's just go kill everyone.
Okay, so if you're Team DC, you know, all of this is looking pretty bad for you. What is the play? Are you trying to grind out in the late game, or are you trying to just hope for a good team fight?
I think at this point you're just really hoping for a good team fight, because it's... I don't think Secret are gonna really allow them the chance to make these kind of pickoffs happen. If you could find pickoffs, then that's great, but Secret are just kind of playing close together, and you know, by having that living armor, it's kind of hard to kill someone really quickly. Gives them time to reinforce each other.
I mean, I think during the drafting phase, we've been saying how good DC's heroes are versus living armor, right? The spin goes through it, the right clicks from Sankin applying Caustic and Sandstorm breaking the living armor, but we never really seen that at all, because this is one of those games where, you know, you expect the Sand King to pick up a Blink Dagger and ganks to happen, but we haven't seen any successful ganks from DC at all, and I don't think that's Boba's fault. It's just Secret playing really well at reacting against those ganks.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, definitely. Now Puppey has that Solar Crest. This item has been really popular. I think since after
Radiant's
BAC.
middle tower has fallen.
I think this item's broken. I think it's gonna get nerfed.
You think so?
Yeah,
tell me what's broken about it. Just the value that it gets you?
The value,
Dire's
yeah, the value is crazy.
attack.
Just put it on your core, and they just like stand in the front, and nothing can kill them.
Yep.
And then you get a Lotus Sword and Glimmer Cape.
It helps when you put living armor on that core as well, and that's why Treant
That's right.
so likely like to pair that up together. I mean, we just saw mid one tanking the tier 1 tower with living armor and Solar Crest, and he wasn't using a point of health. That's some truly OS Frog stuff right there.
What surge is this?
MP will add to his item by picking up Manta style. I mean, at this point, does he even have to go for like a health item, like a Heart or Vanguard, or do you think he could go straight for Diffusal Blade and start pressuring the mana pool of Diffuser?
I think Diffusal Blade is perfectly fine with how this game is progressing. I don't really think that survival is going to be an issue.
Not gonna come out here on the mid lane. They are gonna focus down on Venge Demon. A tank one for the team. Not the biggest loss for Team DC, but still, a kill is a kill here for Secret, and they will be looking to pressure tier 2.
I think that move was just kind of like proof as to how they're really not
fortified.
in a hurry to do anything. They feel very much in control of this game right now. A kill is a kill, and like you said, they use Exorcism just for, what, a quarter of the damage to the tower, and then they just go back and they don't have to worry about their own buildings because they have a Treant.
Honestly, might not have been the best Exorcism usage, but
yeah,
there's
I
no
can
punish.
kind of agree with that. That's true.
There's no punish, right? Like, Secret says, okay, our big ult's been used. Let's just go back, wait, farm a little bit more.
They could have at least used it on Roshan, though.
Yeah. Speaking of Roche, there's a possibility then that DC could just walk in and take it, right? No haunt,
Yeah,
no Exorcism.
This is the right play. This is their only option, I think.
It's like, Mason, get over here. And Mason actually has a Mask of Madness. Treant walking on top of the hill here. Surging him up.
Radiant's
Just want to walk in and overgrowth. They're thinking about it. Spectre is coming in. Keep in mind, no haunt for 30 seconds. They just want to delay this rotation a little bit longer. Here comes Puppey. The bash. Okay, overgrowth threatening to be played. And now Abed, with his mana pool pretty much drained, has to just go back. And when it's all said and done, Spectre's haunt will be up before the next fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they can kill it fast enough unless Mason's in there.
Yeah. So talk to me about the Mask of Madness choice here. We saw it earlier today on MP's Lycan. But Juggernaut kind of a different hero. You think it's a good purchase here or no?
I feel like it's a very risky purchase here, isn't it? Like, from the last game that we saw MP pick it up, like, the armor wasn't as big of an issue, but this time you're against DP. It might backfire. But
especially when you
mask.
When you use that mask and you get hexed by Pally Die, it could go really ugly really fast. Boba, oh, breaks the smoke and quick reaction by the man. Be able to blink out. Yubu
trying to catch Yubu.
Alright, that's gonna be a kill here. Oh, looks like MP's gonna move forward, vacuum back. It looks like Yubu is gonna go down as well. 1 kill, 2 kill. Both supports down here for DC. Juggernaut split pushing up top. Good play by Mason. That is gonna protect their tier 1 tower for a bit.
I don't know if it matters too much though, because Secret have their eyes on Roshan. This was the plan the entire time.
I guess we may be thinking about looking to cancel that TP, but Mason's already out. Well, now you gotta deal with the Aegis on top of this TP. Nope, looks like MP will pick it up.
Oh, Pylai Die is trying to set up on Abed.
A lot of trouble. Wait, Pylai Die's in the trees! Long range impale though! Just the tip, and that's gonna be enough.
What a play.
The finger to finish things off. Pylai Die says, I just want to be here to be safe. Stay in the trees, man. No problem. Sorry, I doubted you, Pi.
That was a great, quick ground target to cover up his mistake.
Yeah. Swap back out by Demon. Demon's gonna go down. I just realized, looking at the kill score, we're 5 kills away from the Dream, man.
Radiant's middle tower.
Really are.
Rolling right now. Aegis up on MP, and MP can just kind of waltz up to the high ground if they want. Because what exactly is DC's high ground defense? Tombstone plus Epicenter, I suppose?
They're missing their most important defender right now, though. The Fuse is down for 15 seconds. And you definitely don't want to buy back.
Maybe Team Secret won't be able to take down Raxus, but if they get tier 3, I think they'll be extremely happy. Taking down tier 3 will open up the shrines, and suddenly Team Secret will have even more map control than they already has. I mean, if you look at the map right now, DC already sees extremely little. The question is, will DC back off? Nope. Yeah, Secret will just back off after the tier 3, and they ping out the shrine. Very, very safe play.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this decision because mid one doesn't have exorcism. They might as well just wait for it. Go again because they still have Aegis for quite some time.
Oh, 3 support heroes kind of waiting here for a trap. They see a bed. Ooh. Yo, a bed gonna get bashed. Here comes the Han. They blink in. The Manta style use the finger. Immediately dead. Vacuum back. That's 2 kill and a tombstone. And that's gotta be Rax, right?
Perfect timing for mid one. That's exorcism. Just missing 50 mana.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Right now, Team Secret just flexing, right? Showing off what they can do. There's a buyback from the bed. Exorcism is gonna get glyphed. Rax is still standing strong for a little bit, but how much longer is the question? And nobody cares. Only Flash flying off in the back line here. It looks like, okay, lots of damage output by Mason in the front. Epicenter coming out in the back as well, but now Mason gonna get control. Mason dead. Rax is still looking good. MP decides to actually chase heroes instead of focusing on the Raxes. And now they're gonna focus on the tier 3, but GG's gonna come out here. BC had enough.
They managed to take down the supports, but these cores are just way too much for them to handle. I wanted to see Kezu's item. I think he bought a flash.
Did he really?